Hey friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. But before I begin, I need to show you something. This is Ross, and he is the ex-CEO of Vine. In case some of you don't know Vine, it was TikTok, but in my day. Some of you are very young and don't know about Vine, but here he is.
What's up, Kyle? No, what did you say, dude? What the fuck, dude? Step the fuck up, Kyle.
What it is? Or what's up? What's up? Got your in the cup. God damn. What it is? What it is?
Do it for the Vine.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the Vine.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the Vine.
Gonna do it.
Do it for the Vine.
Let me hop out the Porsche, I don't wanna hit that.
Shut the up.
First, let me hop out the motherfucking Porsche. I don't wanna hit that ass.
So it's pretty much like TikTok, and what happened was he dropped a meme coin. He dropped a meme coin and no one believed him. So he dropped a selfie of himself. No one still believed him. And then finally he dropped a video of himself talking onto the camera. Here he is.
Yo, it's really me, Russ. Do it for the Vine coin.
As a result, Vinecoin went up a whopping 262,000% in 24 hours. Literally 24 hours. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Look at this chart. Welcome to silly season, and I hope you bought Vine. Sometimes in crypto, you get very, very lucky. And this is silly season, of course. We're in mania, folks. This individual bought Vine at the very, very early stages, and he put in $86. That $86 is now a whopping 1.3 million US dollars. It's only in crypto, only in crypto. This is the main event, Bitcoin. Bitcoin rises to 106,000 US dollars as Trump slated to call Bukele, the El Salvador crypto-friendly president. El Salvador started accumulating BTC under Bukele's leadership, fueling speculation about Trump's strategic reserve promises. Bitcoin advanced over 3% on the news that Donald Trump is scheduled to have a call on Thursday afternoon with El Salvador's president. El Salvador has become a nascent crypto hub under his leadership, adopting BTC as legal tender and started accumulating BTC as a reserve asset. I remember back in those days, everyone was laughing at him. Who's laughing now? This is Brian Armstrong, and he's on CNBC.
I think over time, we'll see Bitcoin get into the millions, multiple millions price range. I mean, it's being adopted by more and more institutional customers. The ETFs brought in a huge amount of inflow. If we get clear legislation passed in the U.S., that would be a big milestone. A strategic Bitcoin reserve. If the U.S. took that path, probably the rest of the G20 would follow. In fact, I've discussed with a number of finance ministers here in Switzerland from different countries around the world, just the idea of a strategic Bitcoin reserve. They're getting more interested in it now because the U.S. is looking into it. So I think Bitcoin has a long way to go. It's going to be the new gold standard out there. And crypto is really much bigger than that, too. It's about payments.
And it doesn't stop there. This is Larry Finks on CNBC.
As a huge believer of crypto and blockchain and tokenization, I want the SEC to rapidly approve the tokenization of bonds and stocks. That will simplify things, make things easier. Some of the tax on BlackRock would never have to vote on a proxy vote anymore because every owner of record would be notified through a tokenization of equities. And it would save more money for more people. It would bring down the cost of ownership of stock and bonds. So those are the type of financial reforms we need.
If you're frightened of your debasement of your currency, or you're frightened of your economic or political stability of your country, you could have an internationally based instrument called Bitcoin that will overcome those local fears. And so I'm a big believer in the utilization of that as an instrument. And so if that becomes true, and you see that it could be a proper hedge against maybe hope security or equities. Yeah. The question is, could you see a 2 or 5% allocation? I was with a sovereign wealth fund during this week, and that was the conversation. Should we have a 2% allocation? Should we have a 5% allocation? If everybody adopted that conversation, but it would be 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 per Bitcoin.
Well, does it also?
I'm not promoting it, by the way. That is not my promotion or.
More and more institutions are going to head into crypto. Bitcoin is probably going to get to 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million US dollars. Morgan Stanley is trying to figure out how to act as transactors. Morgan Stanley will work with the US Treasury and other regulators to figure out how it can offer crypto in a safe way. Bullish news after bullish news for Bitcoin. Bitcoin may head to record highs in the next 70 days this year. The largest cryptocurrency seems to be tracking the 2017 price performance when it posted all-time highs on 77 days. The bulls are winning. Everyone is elated. It's Bitcoin season, folks. But the million-dollar question is this. Bitcoin is doing fantastically well. However, your portfolios, if they're not up 6x, then there is a massive, massive issue. There is a problem here. I'll address that later. Let's speak about Ethereum. Ethereum. Look at this chart. Look at Ethereum. Look at this chart. If you told me that Bitcoin will get to 100,000 US dollars and Ethereum's just going to be at 3K, I would have lost my shirt. There is major problems happening here. There's a civil war happening with Ethereum. There's a major civil war happening. Some of the early pioneers have started to abandon Ethereum. This is a major cause for concern. Honestly, this individual, he's been holding Ethereum since it was at pennies, and he's completely left Ethereum. He's a former Ethereum maxi. And now he's pivoted 180 degrees into AI coins such as Fraser. He was a free agent and then decided to go into AI agents and the AI infrastructure play. I think Ethereum has some major problems. It has some major problems. The first one is this community and this mentality of not winning. This mentality, I don't know where it's come from. I don't know how it got to this level, but they just don't want to compete. Or they give that impression where they don't want to compete. And I understand, because in the previous administration, the Ethereum Foundation didn't want to link themselves too heavily on the coin. They wanted to be unbiased. But now all your competition has catched up. Solana has caught up and a few other counterparts are catching up. Here are some of the complaints and the civil war that's happening entrenched in Ethereum. Number 1 is ignoring devs. Number 2 is lack of transparency. Number 3 is no marketing. Number 4 is slow development. Number 5 is overly idealistic. Ethereum Foundation focuses on a utopia use case, ignoring money making and DeFi. Number 5 is detached leadership. Number 6 is leadership changes. Number 7 is dumping ETH. The Ethereum Foundation sells ETH to fund operations instead of using DeFi to fund operations. Number 7, scaling priorities. It's criticized for trying to scale layer 2s rather than trying to scale layer 1s. Then finally, Vitalik's vision. Even Vitalik came under fire for being too utopian and disconnected from real-world competition. However, on the other side, those supporting Ethereum have said Vitalik has already been aware of the drawdowns of the current leadership and is working on a transition. The Ethereum social layer is way more decentralized than its competitor. That's why Solana can move so fast and so rapidly. Ethereum did accept the lack of on-chain usage, so already started a safe wallet to start being active on chain. Credible neutrality is an important value of Ethereum. It prevents them from directly lobbying with the Trump administration like its competitor. Solana, ADA, XRP, etc. Some of those folks do lobby the government, whereas the Ethereum Foundation doesn't. That's why it's not considered as a security. It's considered as a commodity. In the previous administration, Justin Sun, the founder of Tron, outlines his plan to push Ethereum to 10,000 US dollars, proposing a halt on Ethereum sales for 3 years, heavy taxes on L2 projects, and increased fee burns to ensure deflationary growth. He also pledged a streamlined Ethereum Foundation operations and focus solely on layer 1 scalability and adoption. This is the Ethereum and BTC pair, and it keeps on going further and further. Will this be the capitulation point, and will we go up higher? This was a fake out. We're just continuing to make lower lows after lower highs, lower lows after lower highs, and it looks brutal. If you went all the way back to 2017, Bitcoin would still be outperforming Ethereum. As of now, ladies and gentlemen, we're cascading cascading lower and lower, and that is why BTC dominance as of now keeps on going up into the right. BTC dominance is gaining even more primarily because of Ethereum. Ethereum is cascading lower and lower. We need Ethereum to find a floor price. Remember, Ethereum is the king of alts. As much as you hear all of this bad sentiment, it was the one coin that BTC maxis would look and say, you know what? Everything isn't a scam over there. It's not a scam over there. It was the one serious project that actually had a use case. I love Solana. I absolutely love Solana. But let's be honest. What's the main use case of Solana? This is the absolute bottom. Just by the sentiment alone, I know it's the bottom. Just by pure sentiment. This is Ethereum on the weekly chart, and as you can see here, we're forming a inverse head and shoulders. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to see this. We have a shoulder here, a head, and finally another shoulder. If I grab this point over here and I move it just over here at the neckline, we could possibly see a breakout, an immediate breakout, once it confirms above the weekly to 7,000 US dollars. The trend is your friend, folks, and we're moving to the right. If someone said to me, Ahmed, I have $10 million for you to do whatever you want with it, as long as you invest, do whatever, I would have put it in Ethereum, came back in 4 to 5 years time. For my long-term target of Ethereum is very, very obvious, to be fair. If you look at this trend line right over here, it's following this trend line. Hit it once, twice, 3 times. And ladies and gentlemen, it could get to these areas during mania phase. I'm going to show you something very interesting. Elon Musk first tweeted about Doge in December 20, and his word was just one word. He said Doge. Shortly after, the value of Dogecoin rose by 20%, and then it went through a meteoric rise. History doesn't repeat, but it often does rhyme. This is the others chart. In December 2020, it was right over here, ladies and gentlemen. Then we had a massive altcoin season. He first tweeted about Dogecoin right over here in December 2020, which surprisingly marked the absolute bottom. December the 20th of 2020. Trump, as of now, tweeted about the Trump token a few days ago. This, ladies and gentlemen, looks like when we're going to have millions of people boarding into crypto. They're going to onboard into altcoins, meme coins, AI coins, and the best performing sector is AI coins and meme coins. So my theory is this: we only have 2 headwinds. The first one is interest rates and the second one is QE. Donald Trump is going to make sure interest rates come down, and we have the printing presses. We're going to see what happens next. Until then, make sure to like, subscribe, and join our private members. Peace.